So guys, we did have a deal. The deal was you get me to 1,000 subscribers and I will bring you a new stock every single day. And look, we are on 1,000, so here is another brand new stock. So let's keep the growth going, and tonight we are looking at Tuscan Holdings Corp, or Tuscan Holdings Corp, something like that. We're going to call it Tuscan Holdings Corp because, Tuscan? I am not sure, but basically the company is one which has brought my attention due to increase in growth. Looking at this from the 6-month period, this is really apparent. We have seen growth of about 20% in a relatively short period of time. I mean, yes, when we have a quick look at this, it was at $10 on the 19th of November. Now it is at $12. I mean, yes, this really is starting to pick up. I mean, yes, people are going to say that's not as big as some of the other growths which we have seen on the channel, but when we think about it, this one could potentially be one which is going the same way but has not picked up yet. So I'm going to be explaining everything to do with this company, why the stock has been increasing rapidly, what the catalysts are, what I would do, and everything that you need to know. So if that sounds like a good plan, let's keep the growth going. Let's get to 10,000 subscribers now. If you could do that, that would be immense and massive and amazing. So let's get there. Thank you for your support so far. So please do like and subscribe, and also come and join us on Discord. Link to our Discord is in the description. It is all about stocks. So then, now we've talked about that, let's have a quick look analysing the stock. We're going to start back out at the 6-month period. Honestly, we don't really have too much to say about this company. If we have a quick look, the stock was at about $10 quite stably for the majority of the year, really, until about, like I said, the 20th of November, where we saw this big and, quite a steep increase in the share's price, taking us up to $12.33. Looking at this a bit closer in, we're looking at this on the 1 month, we can see most of this has come from our most recent period. We have not really had too much growth past that. Looking even closer in, and this is where it starts to get interesting. Look at the 5-day period. We are seeing, even bigger growth. We are seeing the stock basically taking a huge increase over the past 5 days. We wonder if this is going to continue into the next week, and I definitely think it is possible to continue into the next week. So let's talk about why the stock is rising. So this is due to a catalyst, which is of course something which speeds up the reaction. In this case, the reaction is growth of the stock, and that catalyst is the fact that this is apparently set to merge with Microvast. So it's not necessarily 100% true yet. It's just rumours at this point, apparently, but even so, that's enough to spark interest in some, if you will, smart or at least speculative investors who are going to go, yes, I'm going to put a bet on this stock now, and then I'm going to be up 200-300% once the merger does go through. So I think that's what a lot of people are doing. I think subsequently the price has increased massively. So I think when we look at this one, we have to think about getting in and what we are going to do whilst getting in. So first thing to note is, of course, I am not a financial advisor. Everything which I say in this video is just my opinion. So yeah, looking at this one about getting in, I'm going to be talking about this for the future in just a moment, but getting in, what would I do regarding that? Personally, I am a person who goes for a more stable approach. I am not in this for the short-term huge gains. I mean, yes, when I can pick them up, they are fantastic to have, but if they are high risk, I do not, generally speaking, go for them. With the fact that this merger has not 100% been confirmed, I would not be buying this stock, but I can definitely see the appeal if you were going to buy this stock. So if you were going to buy this one, I would definitely say it's more of a speculative bet because the news has not been out yet. But if I was going to buy it, I would still definitely wait off 1 or 2 days, see if we see a bit of a sell-off on the Monday, because like I said, a big growth period over the past few days. It's definitely potential that we are seeing a small dip on Monday morning. If that does not happen, it could still be a decent point to buy in, and I would definitely go for it if the stock looks like it is going to set to continue to increase. And if that is the case, yes, I would definitely do that. So like I said, going for a big percentage increase, we're going to have to go for the short term, in my opinion, when we're looking at buying the stock and when to sell it. So looking at this for the short term, yes, I would buy it now if I was, willing to do so, and then sell it a few days before the merger. This is simply due to the fact that once a merger does go through, from what I have seen in previous patterns, the hype around the company and around the stock, generally speaking, does die off, unfortunately, for a few days, and this, generally speaking, results in a big loss in the stock's price. So what this means is, of course, for a short-term trade, I would buy in potentially now, or maybe even closer to the official announcement of that merger, and then sell out a few days after, before the merger is complete. So that's just my opinions for short-term. Look at this for the long-term then. We need to have a quick look at what Microvast does. So Microvast is providing electric vehicle power solutions. So basically, it looks like this was in the United Kingdom, but I'm not 100% sure. Actually, it looks like it was operating in Shanghai. I'm not 100% sure, but they have a lot of interesting things which they are doing. Basically, they are providing electric power solutions, obviously solutions to petrol, diesel, and all of the other fuels which people use, which can potentially harm the environment and the earth. So yeah, I think to look at this, we need to look at this market sector, because in my personal opinion, this is not like anything that we have ever seen before. This is a complete transformation of an industry back like when the iPhone came out in like 2007. And this is just because, we haven't really seen anything like this for 100 years. Back in the day, we had the petrol engine or the internal combustion engine. Before then, we had steam engines, and now we are seeing electric motors. It's kind of just progression if you think about it. And if we just have a quick look at how successful all of those things were, obviously we could say that a steam engine is kind of obsolete now, but back in its state it was a big success, and it was a success for many years. The internal combustion engine is obviously a huge success. Petrol and diesel cars are absolutely all over the place, and it's a very successful model. Electric, we are seeing decent electric cars finally. I mean, yes, we have had the Tesla Model S for many years now, but electric cars are kind of picking up in popularity, mainly since the Model 3 came out, and I think it is definitely a market sector to hold for 10 years or more, in my opinion. So I would say if we are buying this one, definitely hold it for more than 10 years. In what context would I buy this stock? Well, if I was going to buy this stock, I would consider myself, a electric vehicle investor, and I would use this as a way to personally diversify my portfolio, in the sense that we could hold many different forms of electric car companies, and I mean this in the sense that we could hold manufacturing companies like Tesla or NIO or XPeng, or we could hold charging companies like Blink and ChargePoint, or we could just hold a company like this, and it's definitely going to be one of those where it's in a completely different segment in the same industry, if that makes sense. So yes, it's still regarded electric vehicles, but it is a new type. I think batteries is going to be a new one for the future, but that's something for a different video. So yeah, like I said, looking into the future, let's have a quick look at what the graph says. So this is a graph forecast for the future, and this is talking about how electric vehicles are set to be more popular than petrol and diesel powered vehicles in about the year 2038, if not a little bit before. So what this means is that the market cap or the market sector for petrol and diesel will be mainly actually electric at that point. So yes, electric cars are kind of popular in the Western world right now, but in comparison to petrol or gasoline, if you might be American, or at least diesel cars, you can imagine the amount of electric vehicles sold is minute in comparison to that of petrol and diesel. And in fact, I do have a graph here. So this graph is about Europe. You could pick your own country if you would like to, if you want to do a bit of research, but I think this does speak for the majority of the world. Most of the sales on this graph, the huge majority of the sales are from petrol and diesel. So petrol is a 59.5% sector on this, diesel is a 31.3% sector, and hybrids and whatnot, also electric vehicles in that sector, these make up for 9.2%. So looking at this, we can see this whole segment is apparently going to be green one day, consisting of electric vehicles, and I think that is amazing to see, but I think it definitely does open up a buying opportunity for the long term. So yeah, definitely a company to watch, in my opinion, for the short term, with news about that merger coming out. Once that merger does get announced, we will be updating you with news on the stock, but that's just my personal opinions for now. I would definitely keep this one on my radar, and I will be keeping you guys up to date on it, so please do like and subscribe. Other than that, please do come and join us on Discord. Other than that, have a wonderful evening, have a wonderful rest of your day, no matter what time it is. I will see you in the next one. Thank you, see you there.